Hello, this is your weekly space news roundup from Giant Leap, the UK's space news outlet, read by me, Philip Day. In today's episode, we take a look back at the Black Arrow rocket, which flew Prospero to space 50 years ago this week. Space Forge cut the ribbon on a new facility. Astroscale team up with MDA and Thales Alenia Space on a UK Space Agency funded feasibility study. Government announced R&D spending increase with comment from the Minister. And ESA are looking to celebrate European space enthusiasts, educators and communicators. We'll talk about how you could win some incredible prizes. Today's Job of the Week comes from Oxford Space Systems. Find us on patreon.com/giantleap for unique membership perks, such as access to our Discord server and early Roundup releases. If you'd like to feature your job as Job of the Week, or you simply need to either visit our awesome space merch store or find out more about our other formats, head over to giant-leap.space. Space Forge celebrate their new facilities. The company which literally puts the phrase "we are all crew on Spaceship Earth" up in lights opened their new facility in Newport, Wales this week. Co-founder and CEO Josh Weston describes the location as their first proper facility, whilst Andrew Bacon, his co-founder and chief designer, reminded the audience of the obvious benefits their company is working towards, saying, "Nobody ever asked me, why are we doing this?" Space Forge are working to manufacture on orbit what they describe as next-generation supermaterials in space for return and use on Earth. As with many UK space companies, there's a strong focus on sustainability as well as inclusion. The startup have fewer than 50 staff, but already more than half are women, and whilst they continue their recruitment drive, these values remain at the core of their operation. Microgravity as a service currently demonstrates a project lifecycle like no other that has been demonstrated yet. The company procures a launch to LEO, deploys their satellite manufacturing facility, operates it to produce new materials, and returns safely to the Earth for delivery of the materials and a refurbishment before the Forge Star platform will be ready to fly again for the next customer supermaterial payload. It's 50 years since the UK made orbit atop our own rocket, Black Arrow. Ever since the fall of the Nazi regime in 1945 opened access to top German talent and technology for the Allies to assimilate to their own body of knowledge, the UK has played a vital role in developing the means for our allies to reach further. Perhaps most famously, the UK gave up nuclear testing to the Americans in return for other Allied objectives, and one casualty was the Space Missile Programme, which we ran out of the Isle of Wight in part. 1971 saw their last hurrah in that particular programme, indeed taking place after the government had already ceased to fund the project, and would see the UK achieve a pinnacle of engineering that only 20 years earlier was unreached by any nation. Famously, the Soviet Union achieved orbit first in 1957, closely followed by the United States 4 months later. The race for third place was perhaps less fraught, and whilst it took 7 years for France to join the elite club, Japan and China took a further 5 and 6 respectively to follow suit. Next in line, sixth to achieve launching a satellite with our own rocket, was the United Kingdom, over 8 years before the European Space Agency's Ariane 1 achieved the same feat. Since we joined, that club has grown significantly, with a full 10 countries credited as having achieved orbit, but our space programme didn't end with a new government tack. Prospero, sailing atop a Black Arrow rocket from the Australian desert, was the second attempt by the UK to attain orbit, and once we had, we never stopped visiting. As with the rest of the globe, the UK government was the primary sponsor, often for Cold War military objectives behind our space programmes in the early decades. The aerial programme comprised 6 research satellites through the 60s and 70s, whilst the first military Skynet satellite reached geostationary orbit in 1969. Whilst it's true that government funding for space launch development at RAF Spadeadam in Cumbria dried up in the 50s, never to return, our space industry thrived on component and subsystem expertise, waiting almost 50 years for attention to return once more to UK launch. Our businesses have designed and participated in dozens of critical space exploration missions, from exploring the Sun, asteroids and other celestial bodies, to launching Mars rovers, Beagle 2 and soon Rosalind Franklin, with logistical support from our friends at NASA. Today, the UK space industry is worth over £16 billion a year, employing thousands of people. Our businesses have changed their names, strategies and products over the years, developing to keep at the forefront of design and commercial engineering. But SSTL, Airbus Defence and Space and Thales Alenia Space haven't been the only employers changing the way the world experiences space quietly from the British countryside. Over half of the satellites made in Europe are made in the Glasgow area, whilst Rolls-Royce are embarking upon an ambitious nuclear propulsion project that could be the literal engine of global space economy for the next 100 years, from their facilities in the Derby area. Our new space startup businesses are as dynamic and exciting as any, and many carry the legacy and lessons of Prospero, Ariel and Beagle 2. UK space launch is back on the radar, with rockets due to take to the skies in the summer. The paradigm has changed, and equatorial launch is no longer the be-all and end-all. Now, the UK's high latitude enables us to make an efficient approach to SSO or polar orbits, useful for the ever-increasing Earth observation industry and more. 50 years on from Prospero, Skyrora want to recover the satellite. Astroscale might show them how to do it from Harwell in Oxfordshire, whilst Black Arrow Space Technologies have renamed from Horizon Space Technologies to take up the honour of protecting and developing the Black Arrow name. The British public may think the UK space industry has been sleeping since the heady days of the 50s, but nothing could be further from the truth, as one of Britain's fastest growing, highest potential industries continues to drive hard and deliver. Astroscale lead feasibility study into UK active debris removal mission. Astroscale, MDA and Thales Alenia Space have been selected to conduct a feasibility study into active debris removal for a UK Space Agency mission as soon as 2025. Astroscale, who are currently demonstrating their debris rendezvous prowess with ELSA-D, have been in the news frequently of late, with announcements of numerous missions to further develop their capability demonstrations, whilst their docking port is fitted to new OneWeb satellites platforms as part of their crucial end-of-life strategy. The company will lead the team, drawing on expertise from partners MDA and Thales Alenia in robotics and propulsion, respectively. It's expected that the result of this study will not only pave the way for a UK active debris removal mission to neutralise the threat from 2 defunct satellites, but also generate the intellectual property to allow Astroscale and their partners to develop commercial products in the orbital servicing market with very wide-ranging applications. Orbital refueling, survey, extension of life, debris removal and manufacture will all rely heavily on some of the technologies that this mission will need to demonstrate. This study, and indeed the wider mission, supports a strong statement of intent from the UK to hit hard, fast and early in the competition to corner the emerging LEO economy. The Chancellor has announced spending increases on research and development. The budget was announced last week with wide-ranging implications for everyone in the UK, not least for the research and development heavy space industry. Minister for Science, Research and Innovation George Freeman MP said, "This government is increasing funding for research and development to record levels, putting the UK R&D on the path to reaching 2.4% of GDP by 2027. Putting that into perspective, this 33% increase will span all UK R&D and not just space, but it should enable the UK Space Agency to flex more financial muscle in enabling UK startups to overcome the early funding hurdles to developing innovative ideas into potentially viable commercial products. Proof of concept is one of the most important milestones for any tech-related startup, opening the door to much better terms from private investors such as VCs. As such, the UK can retain better deals for and better value within UK-based businesses by supporting their earliest projects with public funds, whilst the return propositions are the riskiest and private invested match funding is a significant challenge. CEO of UK Space Agency Paul Bate has said, "Together we can deliver the UK's space ambitions as we continue to reach out beyond the Earth." Whilst Chair of UK Space, the industry body, Nick Shave, said, "Very pleased to see space highlighted in the UK government spending review statement published yesterday as a new priority alongside AI and quantum computing. Also, great to see the commitment for funding for UK launch to help enable the first British satellite launch from UK soil in 2022. We discuss how to win awesome ESA prizes as a space enthusiast or professional next. Giant Leap is having a membership drive. If you manage to persuade the maximum number of others to sign up to Patreon for just £1 a month for at least 1 month, I'll send you some free merch. Head over right now to patreon.com/giantleap, where you'll gain access to Discord, me, and more membership perks. This channel and I really appreciate all of your support as we try to fund a trip to Glasgow to meet space businesses for you. We need your help. Don't forget to let me know in the comments if you've joined or encouraged others. If I haven't announced the merch giveaway in the comments, you're still in with a chance to win, so check it out. ESA are looking for champions, and it could be you. This week, the European Space Agency announced a new competition to find their greatest supporters from across the continent. As one of the most generous contributors to their programme, the UK is very much on the patch for this competition. Prizes include a chat with an ESA astronaut such as Tim Peake or Samantha Cristoforetti, a mission patch which has actually flown to space on a mission, and a number of ESA merchandise goodies. Have I mentioned our own merch giveaway competition already? I definitely just did. If you haven't checked out patreon.com/giantleap, now's the time. All you need to do in order to have a chance to win with the European Space Agency and their awesome prizes is continue your posting to social media, but add the hashtag ESA Champion to your post. Remember, judges are looking for European space activity, so you can talk about UK space as we do, or anything from across ESA, but reporting on, artwork about, or lessons from SpaceX or Rocket Lab wouldn't count. Sorry Tim Dodd and Scott Manley, I guess this one isn't quite for you this time. As IAC continues in Dubai this week and announcements are coming thick and fast, we'll round up those developments such as the new UKSA Canada and South Africa alliance in next week's episode, so be sure to tune in next Sunday. Oxford Space Systems are recruiting 4 roles at the moment, including this week's Job of the Week. The company, which specialises in communications antennae for space applications, is recruiting a graduate engineer to join their thriving business, famous for their deployable antenna designs. They're also looking for someone to work in HR, a technician, and a senior project engineer. Check out this role linked in the description, or use the same portal to find all 4 jobs. Of course, this role and more from this week are already posted on our Discord servers. That's you all caught up. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else there's a like button, please smash it now. It's a great way to ensure Giant Leap gets the support we need to continue bringing you the news. On social media, we're using the hashtag Giant Leap, where we usually post several times a day. If you'd like to be a part of it there, come and join us there. Thanks for checking in, and until next time, remember that every giant leap is set up by thousands of small steps. You've been watching a giant-leap.space news roundup.